Hello and welcome to this video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Soldier of Fortune reproduction Battledress. What's good about it, what's bad about it, mostly what's bad, and comparing it to a proper reproduction and also a original Battledress. And basically just starting right off, I'm going to say if you can afford a good reproduction, or in fact if you can't afford a good reproduction, then save up your money and buy either a original Battledress or a set of What Price Glory Central Europe's Battledress, because those are much better options. They will look better, they will in fact feel better, in my opinion. Probably last you longer as well. And this isn't a general statement about the lights just went out. Okay, so this is so this isn't sorry, this isn't going to be a video about knocking on Soldier of Fortune in general, because they do have some pretty good stuff. In fact, I quite like their reproduction pattern 37 webbing. I think that's quite good. Sometimes it's not as good, it kind of depends on the batch. But either way, that is not the point of this video. We're going to be talking about the Battledress and nothing else. So let's just get right to it. Okay, so here is the main suspect, so to say. I won't go into super detail because I don't think it's worth my time, but I will mention first of all that the badges, this kind of jumps out at you at once, because of course original Battledress didn't have these tags. You have the, of course, made in Pakistan and 42. Which is the chest size. Of course, you also have this on the inner pockets, just like the original Battledress, but this, of course, is not even close to what the original markings would have been. And of course, this is not a size number 4. This is kind of Soldier of Fortune's proprietary sizing system. And of course on the other side, Soldier of Fortune with contact information. Now another thing about this is that this is kind of a mix between two different patterns of Battledress. It's a mix of the first Battledress Surge, which came out in 1937, which is not called in pattern 37. And then the later 1940 pattern, which was identical to Battledress Surge, except the buckle was different and also the collar was lined. The first Battledress was not did not have a lined collar. And of course, if we look at if you know your Battledress, you know this buckle is only seen on Battledress Surge, not on later one. But then you also have the lined collar, so there's a bit of a contradiction going on there, which isn't, in my opinion, isn't super. It isn't a super big thing to criticize, but if you're going to make a reproduction, you have to make it as accurate as possible, as well. So, of course, loses some points there. The stitching is not very good. I'm not sure if I can easily show you that. No, I can't really find a good place to show it, but the stitching doesn't feel right. The fabric is floppy and feels a bit weak. It's also, if we take a close look at the fabric, this is looks like a very typical kind of cheap Eastern made wool fabric. I will compare it to original fabric in a moment, but you can always tell cheaper it's a cheap wool fabric by this small white stuff that's in it. That's very typical of cheap wool. And another thing to point out is that the waistband is too narrow. It's supposed to be like an inch wider or so. Again, a small detail, but worth noting in my opinion. The slope on the chest pocket flaps are not correct. But I do have to say that the liner material is not too bad, actually. Not too bad. And also mentioning the fit of this, I do also have the trouser, but I think I can make the point with this, just the jacket. The fit is not as it should be on the Battledress. They do mention on their website that this is made for the modern man, so to speak, which of course has a bit of a bit more fat around the waist and stomach area, which I have no problem with. Larger people reenacting. In fact, I'm not very slim myself, but it does have to be said that this does feel tight around the shoulder and loose around the waist. So I can actually tighten this quite a bit around the waist, which is it does say something. And also the it's very tight around the neck. So if you have a thick neck, this is not good at all. And now let's compare it to an original one. Okay, so this comparison is not going to be entirely fair because, of course, this is an entirely different pattern of Battledress, but we can compare some details, like the fabric. If I can just get the two sleeves here, get them up to the camera and show you guys. So, hang on. This is not as easy as it looks. Okay, so now we have reproduction on the right, original on the left, and as you can see, they don't even compare. The reproduction one is not very accurate at all. As I said, it's a very cheap Pakistani fabric, which is not optimal. But I do have to say that the color of the jacket is not too bad, actually. But it's not a very good dye, and it will come off very easily. So don't wash this, or in fact don't get it at all. Like I said earlier in the video, if you can afford anything better, then get it, because this is not worth it. Like I said, if you're going to get anything, then get this one. This is the What Price Glory Central Europe one. It's not cheap, but it's absolutely worth the money. So get it if you can. Now, as I said, this is not a video meant to kind of hate on Soldier of Fortune in general, and for all I know, they will come out with a better version of their reproduction Battledress. But for now, this is the way to go. And the only argument I can make for actually getting one of these is if you're doing airsoft, for example, and you don't want a expensive uniform that you're eventually going to destroy or tear up while running through the woods, then maybe this is good for you, just as a cheaper alternative that you're not as afraid to ruin, basically. But in all other cases, this is the way to go, or original, you can pick. Okay, so that was that for this video. as always, if you have any questions or comments or anything, suggestions even for future videos, then leave them down below. I'm more than happy to read all of your comments and all of that stuff. So until next time, goodbye.